Hey everybody, Wildman Wes here, and welcome to day 13 of What's Your Poison's 24 Beers of Christmas. It is a little bittersweet coming back to the Quad Cities, but I did have a lot of fun doing the first half of this Advent beer calendar from Lodi Tap House with my boy Hefe Wisen from Beer You Beer Me. Now, it's time to do the second half, and after each beer review, we are going to do a review on a Christmas movie. Without further ado, let's pop open day 13. Alright, so we have from Short Fuse Brewing from Schiller Park, Illinois, we have the Hazy Tips. Okay, this is a holiday hazy IPA with spruce tips and juniper berries. Okay, so we've had two beers already that have had spruce tips in them, and now we've got juniper berries. So I'm excited, though I'm a little bit kind of, no, we've had the spruce tips, but you know what? Hey, who's kidding? It's a Lodi Tap House, you know, recommended beer from Short Fuse. Hey, you know what? We're just gonna open up. Okay, so we're already getting some haziness on this one. Oh yeah. Oh, that very, very orange juice hazy. I like that. Oh. Oop. Got it right up the nose there, but yeah, definitely some good haze on this one. Not really getting a lot of the spruce tips on this one, but it does smell very fruity, so let's have a taste. Let's see what happens. Oh, now that's very pleasant. I'm liking that. I'm getting that spruce tip right away. I'm getting very piney, very hazy. Let me just double check on this one. Where does it say? You know, this one doesn't say which hops are in it. Whoops. What am I doing? Put it right there, front and center. Short Fuse. You're giving me a short fuse on saying what's going on with this beer. Not in a bad way, but honestly, it's, yeah, like I said, the spruce tips are very prevalent on this. More on the back part of the mouthfeel. The juniper berries, I'm getting that fruitiness, getting the haze. This one, you know, I'm going to go ahead and say, well, you can't really see my shirt at the moment, so let's just put the can right there. It's going to go with, it's nice. Not necessarily on the nice list, this is nice. I mean, I would say this is possibly a one and done, maybe have another, but I mean, it's definitely one where spruce tips with the pininess of it, it's not going to be something you may want to be drinking all night long, because eventually it is going to make your stomach go back and forth. But I mean, honestly, solid beer. Short Fuse, you did a great job on this one. Now it's time to talk about the first review of this series. Today we're going to be talking about 2006's Deck the Halls. Okay, about this film. It's definitely a situation of cat and mouse and also a survival of wits. The movie is about an eye doctor who's pretty much well known in town for being the Christmas guy. He donates things, he helps set up the tree, he helps everybody out with everything about Christmas. I mean, you know, we're just going to say, he is the Christmas guy. I don't really have to say much about that. Well, his plans for another perfect Christmas get foiled when a new neighbor comes in town. This man is pretty much the guy that doesn't really know what he wants in life, other than his family being happy. And in the midst of this, trying to find himself, he's going after job after job after job, until he puts his family in debt, and also becomes a car salesman in town, and he finally realizes his lot in life. He wants to have the perfect Christmas himself. Therefore, he has the biggest light display in town, where he wants it to be seen in outer space. Well, the problem with this is, he's becoming such a fan favorite in the town that the eye doctor, who's the Christmas guy, is getting kind of put to the wayside, and he's not really liking that very much, and so there's a lot of hostility between the two. They eventually start pretty much pulling pranks on each other to see who's got the upper hand on being the Christmas guy, until it comes down to both their families, especially their wives, not having any of it. They're all walking out, and eventually the two have to settle their differences in order for their families to come back. Now it's time to talk about what I like and what I don't like about this film. I'm going to go ahead and start off with what I like. There are some of the cast members, especially the main cast members. We have Matthew Broderick playing the eye doctor. We have Danny DeVito playing the new neighbor. We have Kristen Davis playing Matthew Broderick's wife. We even have a bit part of Fred Armisen, who plays a German neighbor who asks Matthew Broderick if he has any certain Christmas songs of the German. It's like, do you have the one about the squirrel that did not come out of the tree, or something like that? I mean, just random things that you would think of from bad fairy tales or bad childhood tales of, there once was a boy who used to suck his thumb. His mother asked him to stop, so he wouldn't. Therefore, she cut off his thumbs. Now he has... Yeah, you get the idea. So, yeah, they all played a great part in this film, and their comedic timing when it comes to the gags or the setup pranks are great, because there's a lot of time in between each take where something happens that's just like, holy crap, this guy doesn't like this guy, and he doesn't like him either. And the setups and then the follow-up when they actually outwit each other is priceless, because it's not very over the top, it's not very hokey. So, and I like that about the movie. I really do. Another thing I like about this film is Danny DeVito's character, because in turn I can kind of relate to him in a way, because there have been some things in my life when it comes to where I stand on trying to be successful and trying to make it somewhere or find purpose. I felt for him, I really did, because he came in there wanting to be just a neighbor that just everybody would like, and he didn't realize somebody was going to be anal retentive about how things should be done in the community. And I also love Matthew Broderick's style of comedic timing as well as his performance, because he's not trying to be a different character, say, a la Clark Griswold or somebody else along those lines in a Christmas movie. He's actually trying to do something a little bit more dry. And I like that, because it's definitely something different from what Matthew Broderick has done in other performances, say Ferris Bueller, or even like the remake of The Stepford Wives. He pulled back, and I liked that about him, because normally it's like he's very just sarcastic and very just a little over the top sometimes, but in this one he had his moments, but he knew when to pull on the rein. When it comes to things that I don't like about the film, not much, I guess. I would say moments could be predictable, but at the same time, there were some pranks that went horribly wrong that I was not expecting, or that I thought was going to happen one way, and it almost did, but there was something else that happened in between. So I can't take too much away from that. Okay, now it's time to grade this film. Now, as much as I love the performances from the people involved in it, and even some of the comedic timing, this movie, it's not perfect, but I mean, it's good. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna give this one probably an A-, because it did check off a lot of the holiday comedy tropes that are in the genre, so I would say, yeah, it's a very solid film. There are some things that lacked a little bit, but at the same time, I was invested. And not just that, but I mean, even near the end of the movie, I felt emotional. I actually felt emotional in this film, so I became invested. So yeah, it definitely gets an A- for this one. Well, we hope you enjoyed this beer review as well as the review of Deck the Halls. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, and if you didn't agree with me, you can leave a thumbs down. I totally get it. But make sure you share on social media, and most importantly, to keep that algorithm going, push that little red button. And don't forget to ring the bell for instant notifications on Dragonfire Entertainment. Also, don't forget to check out my boy Hefe's stuff on Beer You, Beer Me on all social platforms. I am looking forward to seeing everything he has in store before the beginning of 2024. Yeah, I just kind of rhymed there. But nah! Anyways, until then, I'm Wildman Wes, and we will see you tomorrow for day 14 of What's Your Poison's 24 Beers of Christmas. Take care, and as always, cheers!